Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This week I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight season 13 episode 9. I'm sorry again about the late review. I really tried to do it earlier but I was a bit busy. So in this week I'll review my couples as I normally do and we'll see how we go. I'm going to start off with let's see, Brett and Ryan. For me, Brett and Ryan, I'm a bit on the fence at the moment because they seemed to be doing very well from the reception to the honeymoon, and then suddenly it seems they've hit a speed bump, but we can't really tell what the speed bump is because I think though they had the conversation about, saying I love you, I think there's more to that. Maybe something happened off camera that they don't want the audience to see, but something is not right. And Ryan seemed to be turning a corner, especially after they came back from the honeymoon, and he said, he had seen that she had made change. She was at least making an effort to improve on her fears and work on certain things. But this week, something seemed off. So I'm on the fence as to whether they'll make it or not. Something seemed off. I think there's more to the conversation about saying I love you than they made out. And you could tell that this week Brett wasn't as excited as she was last week. So something's gone wrong. They haven't said what it is. I hope at some point they will address it. But it seems, they've decided to bury their heads in the sand and just hope they work on it on their own without the cameras, because I think there's more to the conversation about I love you. I will come back to the I love you issue with Brett and John, with Ryan and Johnny later. From there, we move on to Gail and Merla. Gail and Merla, initially, I was very disappointed with Merla because of the way they sort of made her seem like she was very materialistic and that's all she cared about. But she's growing on me, really. She is growing on me. And I'm beginning to see that they might actually work. And you can tell, though, you know, I think their relationship has grown more than they're making out, actually, because you can see how intimate they are. You can see how Mela is constantly wanting to be next to Gail. And I think when they sort of split the couples, I think she must have insisted that she go wherever Gail was going because she said she's an introvert. She doesn't like being around strangers and stuff. But you can see the way she behaves, her body language. I think Gail has grown on her. I think Gail has grown on her. And I think, although she says, during the conversation about love, she said, it's a conscious decision that you make. I think she is falling in love with him. And I think maybe because of these fences that she's built around herself and the way she was so standoffish, I think she's now, you know, afraid that if she falls in love with Gail and then he turns around, because he's already told her that on decision day I will say I want a divorce if certain things don't happen. And I think because of that fear, that's why she's sort of trying to protect herself and not open up as much as she should. But I have high hopes for them. They really seem to be working. They really seem to be gelling very well. You can see their body language is way different. Gil said he hasn't received a kiss, but I think they're way more intimate than they made out. And I can see Gil is making an effort to make her comfortable, and she is becoming comfortable. And I can see them working out way better than I thought initially. So definitely Merla's grown on me. From there, we go on to um, Zach and Michaela. Zach and Michaela, they break my heart because I really had high hopes for them. I really had high hopes for them. I thought they were going to be this season's Keith and Christina, but it seems because Keith and Christina started off on a very high note and kept riding that note, and even if when they had issues, they still were able to come back to that high note. Whereas Zach and Michaela, I think the fact that they got married, they were so excited. They were. It was maybe they were very infatuated with one another. The separation for isolation, I think, is what caused the rift. And because of that separation for isolation, I think they've never been able to come back together. And maybe to some extent, I know I read somewhere that they said that the producer said Michaela had to go back to Houston. I think they should have kept Michaela even in the room next door. I think she should have stayed next to Zach, or just being around him, even if she had to throw through it to him through the window or something. I think because of that, it's so made her so insecure for lack of a better word, that she's afraid that this might not work. And so you find when Zach is telling her, like they were having a conversation, and I tweeted out that I think the experts should have been there. You could see that whatever Zach was bringing up, Michaela is now afraid that whatever she did, if she doesn't fix it, Zach is going to leave her. And I think, I know someone said they need Pastor Cal. I don't think they need Pastor Cal. I think they need Dr. Pepper, because Dr. Pepper, not only is she sort of a marriage expert like Pastor Cal, but she comes in with the motherly sort of figure that might make them comfortable and sort of comfort them enough to address the issues that they have. Because I remember when Shanice and Jeffy nearly broke up, they during their season, I remember Dr. Pepper came and sort of was the calm that they needed, and she was able to address the issue, help them address their issues, help them sort of build up and sort of come back together and sort of work on their marriage, and that really helped. So for me, I think Pastor Carl, yes, he's done the foundational. I don't think Dr. Viviana should have been the one going next week. I think it should have been Dr. Pepper. Hopefully, Dr. Pepper comes at some point, but I hope it's not too late for Michaela and Zach. I really want them to work, and I really hope, if nothing else, Michaela seeks counseling before they decide to divorce, because I really had high hopes for them. It's really sad what's happening to them, and I really hope. And the sad bit is they're having issues, and besides having issues, they've decided to adopt the Ryan and Clara, behavior of everything is perfect, everything, telling everybody else everything is perfect. I don't think they should do that. I think they should be discussing with people who are going through what they're going through, so that those people might be able to give them ideas. Because I remember Brett brought up the issues she was having with Ryan, and Gil was able to sort of help her sort of piece together what's happening and sort of come up with a way forward. So I really wish they were open with the other couples, and hopefully someone within the couples might have been able to help them save themselves. But anyway, I don't know. We'll see what happens next week. I know there is still that incident where Zach is going to drive off and leave Michaela. I really, really hope that the experts get more involved with Zach and Michaela. I know it's an experiment, so they can't sort of meddle with whatever's going on, because then obviously that's going to skew the results. But I really hope they find a way of helping them move forward. From there, we move on to Jose and Rachel. Rachel and Jose, for me, um, this year's Ryan and Clara, in the sense that they're making out that everything is perfect, and oh, they're so in love, they're so this, they're so that. But I think everything is not as roses as they're making it out to be. I think they're so excited about the idea of being married, they're so excited about the idea of being in love with someone, that they're not actually exploring the real issues. And when those issues are going to come up, I can see them getting divorced. I don't buy whatever they're selling. The fact that they say they're in love, the fact that they say this, that, and that. I'm sorry, but I don't buy it. At the moment, I don't see them making it. And then my favorite couple, my other favorite couple, Johnny and Bo. I think Johnny and Bo, of all the couples, past, present, and future, I have tweeted this out. I think they're number one at communication. They are the template for what the other couples should be doing in regards to communication, because Johnny and Bo have a lot of, yes, they know each other, but they know each other in a sort of in their roles as chairpersons of their club, not as people that are in love. I think I like the way that whatever issue they have, they're not afraid to address it. They're not afraid to face it head on. And even if it breaks somebody's heart or somebody's feeling, it hurts somebody else's feelings, they're still not afraid to talk about it. And then after they've talked about it and dissected it and sort of discussed it and whatever, they then come together and they're stronger. And I really hope Johnny is not fixated on I love you, and he actually realizes or sees what they have accomplished, what other couples in past, present seasons have not been able to, which is they've been able to communicate, they've been able to create an understanding. Yes, there are things about one another that sort of might turn them off, but I think they're doing very well. I give them an A star for now. I know there's still issues in that, there are people that are set in their ways and sort of methods, and I think they just have to accept one another for their faults and look at the positives and focus on that. And then, as a whole, I think the episode was interesting. I think for me, what I find interesting is that Ryan and Johnny, though they've been in a lot of relationships, I don't think they have a true grasp of what love is, and I think this is why they're struggling, because they're in. I think their idea of love might be based on theoretical knowledge on love, and not what it feels practically to be in love, or what to look out for that says you're in love. And so I really hope they don't focus on that sort of idea of these feelings and this whatever taking over their bodies, and they actually focus on the women that are in their lives that are ready to be married, that they are fortunate to have two amazing women. I hope they pay all their attention to those women before they lose them. Anyway, that's my review for this week. We'll see next week. It seems there's some issues, but I think it's this season is way more calmer than last season, and I think the producers, because it's calmer, are sort of giving us previews that scare us, and when the episode actually airs, it's actually calmer. So I'm looking for it. I hope it's not as bad as it shows. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like.